Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday, my first day off, my first official day off of work. I was going to use today as one of my I'm just going to do nothing but relax day, but between the visiting health person who helps Jerry get into the shower and all that fun stuff, well, while that was happening, I made sure I had fresh linens to put on the bed because yeah, most people when they change their bed usually change their linens or when they go to take a shower they change their bed. But for me, it's more like, okay, she's out of the bed. I know it needs to be changed because it's got crumbs, it's got debris of one form or another, whether it's off of her feet or whatever. Because up until today, I really did not have time to do any kind of cleaning. So I was like, I want to rest. I want to do nothing but relax. But I need to finish up laundry, to change the bed. I need to clean up in my kitchen because it's looking a little unappreciated. Now, I'm not saying that the gentleman that was put in with our group of people to help us out is not doing his job as the once a week cleaner, but I have not been doing my job to help keep the house maintained. So it's kind of like, all right, it's summertime. I don't know if I'm getting another job. I don't want to say no to the services provided to us because I don't want to run a risk of losing services. So it's kind of like, okay, what can I have this gentleman do? Because it's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is to basically clean off the tops of the counter if it needs it and sweep and mop. Of course, the first time, since I had no idea what to do, ask him to do, he helped Mom with putting away the rest of the dishes because Mom's back bugs her every so often and she has to do it in phases. And she was halfway through the first phase, and he finished it up for her and did the dishes for her. I was thankful for that. And then, of course, I told Mom if I'm not home when he gets here, just have him take care of the floors. Because at the time, I don't know what to tell him. So it's kind of like, what kind of projects can he do without issues? Because I don't know what he can and cannot do. So it's kind of like, last week I had him do, I asked Mom to ask him to go into our room, sweep the floors, and then sweep and mop the bathroom if he can, or clean up the bathroom as best as he can, and then basically do the floors again, you know. And he was going to vacuum the throw rugs, or the big throw carpet, we're going to call it, in the living room, and the Dyson vacuum cleaner started going on the fritz. And I was like, okay, I have to try to do what I think because the way it was sounding when I was trying to pull the trigger and there was no clogs and whatnot, it sounded like it needed to be charged, even though Mom said I tried to charge it and it didn't. Yeah, how long did you let it charge? So it's on the charger now, and I'm gonna try to pull it down later and see if it runs properly. If it does not run properly, I might have to either dismantle it to check the filter or whatnot, or take it to see if Dyson will replace it or fix it. I don't know if they can do that because I don't know if I have that warranty or not. And then the cheap one that we got I think we got it for free because somebody wanted us to test it and give it a short video of how we felt about it. That got clogged, and I got to unclog it because I was trying to vacuum up. Last week, Saturday, I tried to throw a pillow into the washing machine to clean it up. It kind of came apart in the washing machine, and all that foam stuffing they put in there was all over the inside of the washing machine. So I had to do my best to get it out, and a bunch of it got on the floor. So I went to use the other faux dicing type machine to clean that up, and it got clogged with the little foam, shredded foam stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, we weren't really using that pillow. That pillow was in the back of the van and got like, some kind of, it was like a plant formula for our little tree that doesn't need the plant formula anymore. Well, it leaked. It came out, it leaked out of the cap, like the cap got cracked and the bottle got turned on its side and everything got out on a pillow, mattress padding, and a quilt. Now, luckily, there wasn't that much on the quilt, so it came out of the quilt. The pillow shredded. The mattress topper did not get fully cleaned, and I know why. Our washing machine, which I should not have washed that thing in, which I gotta get off the clothesline here in a little bit, should have been taken to a laundromat or someplace that has industrial size machines to clean big bulky things like the queen size mattress pad. So I'm just kind of like, I was going to throw it away, but Jared goes, no, we can still use it in the back of the car, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can, if we do what we want to do, we can use that as part of the cushion for the bed. Because knowing her, she'll, actually not just her, but me, I'll be like, this foam padding is not enough. I need something softer, you know. So I'm not waking up going, ugh, I'm going to have to do some stretches or whatnot before I can drive anywhere. Otherwise, I'm going to be hurting and stiff. But, you know, other than that, today was one of those days where I did attempt, because I said to Jay that I was going to take a couple of days off take a couple days off to rest and recuperate from what's been going on in the last almost year, and kind of get my brain back into working order. But what happened was, the time that I spent with Jerry this morning, just talking about today's events, I started to doze off, which I hate doing while she's trying to talk to me about stuff, because I'm just like, sorry, I can't focus, I can't concentrate, I'm tired, I need to be doing something that will, you know, engage my brain as much as my mind, or as much as my body, excuse me. And, well, let's just say I came out and sat in front of the computer and put on one of the different games I have on the computer to try to wake up, and I ended up starting to doze off. And I realized, okay, this is not really doing me any good. So I got up to just, you know, stretch and walk around the house for a moment or two to, you know, get things doing what it's supposed to be doing again. And then I went and sat back down to try to do some more gaming, and no, I just didn't feel like doing it. It's like, oh, I'm getting tired of this. I mean, it's, you know, either the same rigmarole or just too slow. Not enough action. Not enough stuff to get my brain going. Sorry, I've got an itch on the side of my leg. So I got up and I was like, you know what? Mom's tired. She had a pretty full day. I'm going to go ahead and finish up putting away the dishes and then taking the dirty dishes and cleaning them. So I ended up doing that. And then I ended up cleaning off the counter and the stove and the other counter on the other side of the stove. And I just like, I thought today was the day I was going to sit back and do nothing. You know, Jerry had said that I should have probably just stayed in the bedroom and watched movies, but I was like, unless it's a movie I've never seen before, or it's a movie with a lot of action that we've seen several times over, like Fast and the Furious, Shaun and Hobbs, I don't know what's going to wake me up. So I was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to try to do something, and ended up doing house cleaning. But I think what it is if I don't feel stressed like I was during my work schedule or my work season, the stress of coming home after working from 6 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, basically being up since 5 a.m., being up for almost 15 to 16 hours, and not feeling like I got any time to unwind, not because of Jerry, not because of Mom, but because of all the things that I'm responsible for. I don't blame Jerry, I don't blame Mom for the stresses and whatnot, because it's just the way life was, or still kind of is, but there's no like, oh, you have to be up by 5, to be at work by 6, to be sitting in a hot, a box that has no insulation with a very small, piss poor air conditioner. And that's kind of quoting what my boss said, because we both agreed that the way things were set up outside when they set it up was a quick flap together, so to speak. But I don't have to do that no more. I can basically take my time, do what I want to, just be mindful of Jerry's needs, help her when she needs help, make sure she's, make sure I'm getting her food when she wants to eat, things of that nature. But at the same time, try to be in bed by a decent hour, not stay up until midnight or later. That's all. Like this morning, I had my alarm set for 7 o'clock in the morning, and it went off, and I took my meds and whatnot, but I was still feeling like, ugh, I need some more sleep. So Jerry was like, why don't you reset your alarm for 8 o'clock and just go back, stay in bed for another hour, see if you get any more sleep or anything like that. So I was like, okay. So instead of getting up at 7, I'm going to get up at 8. Except for Monday, I have to get up at a fairly decent hour, because Jerry has a 9 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning medical appointment with her dermatologist, which is luckily just not even 2 minutes away. Up the hill onto the little highway. It's a state highway, and then just up a block or two and into the parking lot, and boom, we're there. So it's kind of like one of those. Okay, we can do that. Otherwise, I don't think there's any more medical appointments until oh shoot, I gotta check my calendar, because I have an appointment either on the 20th or the 30th of this month. Did I write it down? I don't know. No, my luck, no I didn't. Okay, nothing marked for the 20th. Nothing marked for the 30th, so I have to check my my Mercy app. But yeah. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I am actually kind of happy the way things are right now because um, Jerry's let me do my thing as long as I'm mindful of Jerry's needs. Jerry knows I want to do a lot of projects. She actually said to me that if there's anything I need help with, she can try to do her best to help me out. And at this point in time, I'm just kind of like, well, we'll see. I did tell her that when I am ready to go back to helping her finish up her craft room, I will be there to help her. I'm hoping that we can get that craft room done here within the next week or so she can either start doing some 4th of July crafts, whether they're before the 4th or after the 4th. But she wants to get back in her craft room and start doing that stuff. And I want her to do it because it makes her happy. I'll be honest with you. She is really happy when she gets to do her crafting and whatnot. The only thing that she's concerned about at this point in time is if the back brace is going to be a problem. She has to wear that thing or back support until the doctors give her the go-ahead to stop wearing it. And once they give her the go-ahead to start walking especially, she wants to get the radiation treatments for her lower back so that can get fixed and she can get out of that brace and really be more independent. She may be limited in movement as long as she watches what she does. She'll probably not have to worry about the back brace. So I'm hoping that happens this summer. And if it happens before the end of summer, maybe we can go to Ohio or Texas for a visit. Lisa's actually talking about coming up here once she's done with her medical situation. I can't remember what she was having done, whether it was a hip replacement or a knee replacement. I don't remember which. But she's having a medical procedure done. I don't know exactly when, but she said once she's done with that medical procedure and heals up and feels better, she's going to try to come up here. When she does, I might take a short sabbatical on my own. I don't know where. I don't know if I was going to go to the Merrimack Springs campground and sleep in the back of the minivan, and hope the cigarette lighter plug-in fan will suffice, so to speak, without draining too much battery. But a lot of that depends on how I feel, how I'm doing, what's going on with me. Am I stable? Do I feel I need a mini vacation? Of course, when Lisa visits, it's going to be like, okay, what's the sleeping arrangement going to be? Because I might just tell Lisa sleep in the king with Jerry, unless it's too uncomfortable for either one of you. Otherwise, I'll sleep it's not that I don't want to sleep with Jerry. It's a combination of I've been wanting to be able to sleep in a different room so Jerry can roll about and lay however she wants to be and be as comfortable as she can without not having to worry about being too far on my side, or if I roll over, I smack her or elbow her or whatever. Because I know sometimes when I roll around, or even when she rolls around, we kind of, there goes an arm flying someplace, or an elbow, or, whatever. Which is kind of comical because I remember one time I was sleeping on my back and she rolled over, and when she rolled over, her arm went over my chest, almost on top of my sternum. My left arm was basically pinned under her body, and the only reason why I know this is because I woke up. I don't know how long she had been laying on me like that, but I had woken up and my arm was like numb from the fact that it was, being. Don't want to say that Jerry's heavy, but it was being pressured. And I had to, like, literally use my right arm and as much of my body as I can muster to literally roll so she would roll off me. Of course, when I did that, she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was laying on top of you." I'm like, "Of course not, you were out cold. Nobody can tell what they're doing unless somebody wakes them up and tries to get them off them." I know myself, I rolled over, rolled over, especially when we had the queen. I would roll over once in a while and literally flop on top of her. And she used to sleep on her stomach all the time, so it wasn't that bad. That was not that big deal of a problem until she was having trouble breathing because there's an extra 100 and some odd pound weight on your backside. But now that we've got a king, I do get annoyed once in a while because it's like, how is it somehow in the middle of the night, one of two things happens. One, she somehow especially in the wintertime, she somehow rolls herself into a burrito, and I have maybe a sliver of covering half of me. So I have to try to yank that out from underneath her so I can not freeze my bum off. Or what has happened a lot lately, because she's hotter than normal due to the radiation and whatnot, is she'll kick off all the covers and they'll be all on top of me, and I'm like, oh my god, why am I frying my tail end off? Or the biggest one, there is a couple more, the biggest one, and I know there's nothing we can do about it, it happens in the middle of the night. And I think part of it is because the fact that she spends so much time in bed alone while I'm at work, that in the middle of the night, she'll be trying to lay in the middle of the bed. And I feel like I'm in a sardine can and I have to gently nudge her so she rolls on her side of the bed. And this one is something that it's been that way all her life. Ever since she's been, able to sleep in a nice sized bed with nobody else in it, is she'll try to sleep diagonally instead of, up and down. She'll try to lay across the bed like nobody's there, and I will try to reposition myself because I've been laying on my right side too long, and I'm gonna roll this way, and here I feel her hair against my arm or my cheek, and I'm like, what the heck, Jerry? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. That's it's fine, but it has something to do with the subconscious, because when you're asleep, the subconscious is what basically regulates and controls everything. But my thing is, I remember when we first got together, and I don't think it was a queen that she had. I think it was a double, but I might be wrong. Might have been a queen, but I was so used to having a big bed because before I moved with moved up to New York, I had a double, and it seemed wider than the bed she had in her house. So we struggled for a while because the factor it was like either we were back to back or waking each other up in the middle of the night just trying to roll over. Um, but that's the thing that I'm concerned about. If we convert the minivan into a mini RV, using some of the information that we've seen on, oh, she's seen some on YouTube, she's seen some on Instagram, she's seen one or two on not AOL, um, Facebook, Facebook, Facebook Reels or something like that, and some of them look really nice. Some of them look very cozy. But I'm like, okay, I tried to measure the interior of the van. I don't think it will fit a queen. If we try to shove a queen in there, it's going to be very tight. We thought about queens. We thought about like a queen size air mattress that will conform to the shape of the back end of the van. We've seen all kinds of different ideas for built-ins, and these built-ins are not like a permanent connection to the vehicle. They're built to fit inside the vehicle, and anytime you want to, you can unscrew one or two of the connecting bars to literally bring out the components. And one person had basically built a platform for a mattress that they basically took a foam mattress system and cut it down to segments. And what they did was they made this platform that basically at nighttime when it's in bed, there's two components that they slide in place. And when they go to wake up, they pull it up and it becomes like a futon couch. And then the components that were the bedding and the foot part, they take the four pieces and put them in the back end where they have the kitchen. So it's part of the kitchen, which is basically what this one guy had was a 2-burner propane, ran off of a 5-pound propane tank, or I think it was a 5-pound propane tank or something like that. A collapsible wash basin for doing dishes and whatnot. And I was kind of like, cool. And he said that he had another one of those collapsible basins that basically, it was his porta potty. Okay. Now I would have done that one guy's idea, which was to take one of those 5-gallon pails and a toilet seat that you can buy at Home Depot or Walmart or any place that has hardware, bathroom hardware. And he took it and he put an industrial waste can bag inside the 5-gallon bucket, which he kept the lid for, and he filled it up with this. It's a type of liquid that acts like it's a chemical of sorts that basically keeps the poo from stinking and starts to slowly break down the bacteria and whatnot. So you can basically tie off this bag and throw it into any garbage can with paper goods or whatnot inside of it, and nobody's wiser. I'd rather just take the 5-gallon bucket, find a campground near trees, take the 5-gallon bucket and tie it to the tree, and make sure that the bucket has a big old hole in it so you can dig a hole and just let it fall through. Especially if there's no outhouses that you can walk to, or you just don't want to walk to an outhouse in the middle of the night, because especially here in Missouri, we're starting to see people are seeing various kind of animals that you don't want to see around your campground, like black bear, bobcats, other kinds of semi-predatorial. Granted, a lot of them will be like, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that because that's bigger than I am. That in fact are most black bears. You yell at them and they'll up a tree. Bobcat might be like, oh, you want to fight? Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't think I want to play today. But still, some of the ideas that some of these people had for converting their minivan to a RV was pretty cool. One lady who was just like plain and simple, she bought some heavy duty industrial plastic shelving units from Home Depot and made it into a platform for a single wide mattress that she made out of thick foam padding type things. She basically set it up for a single person because she was doing it by herself. But some of the people who were couples either created collapsible, fold down, futon-like systems, and they did pretty good. Baskets for storage, for underneath the bed. Took the back end and basically, one person, most of the people I watched, took most of the new vans nowadays, the seats are fold down so you can have a flat platform in the back end with all the seats in the Stone Go. What I've seen one person do was they took and removed the Stone Go, the rear Stone Go bench, so they had that nice well to put stuff in. And what they did was they made it where they had like some storage in the well, and then underneath the bed you can get into some storage. And they had like what was in the storage, the well and the storage was like a cook stove, a couple they had a cook stove, a couple they had camp chairs in their storage. They had a thing on top of their van, had one of those cargo things up there, those hard shell cargo things for, actually that's where the camping chairs, table, extra wood for like a campfire, extra items that won't get damaged or whatever if they get too hot or too cold for wintertime. And some of the ideas for curtains and blackout, to shades to black out the sun, especially the one lady who did a RV for one person. She lives in Arizona, so she created like blackout shades and she put heavy tinting over the windows, which I didn't think was legal. One lady took like this very flat, I don't know if she called it a curtain rod or not, but it was a flattened curtain rod, and she stretched it across the roof line and shoved each end into that plastic molding piece by the door, the sliding door, and had a curtain on there. In the middle had a Velcro thing wrapped around it, so it Velcro to the roof of the car. And the way and how tight it was with this curtain was like there was no light coming through. She used alligator clamps down the middle of the curtain to keep the curtain closed so no light can come through, and then wrapped the curtain around the handle that you use to help yourself get in and out of the vehicle. She wrapped part of the curtain into that and put a giant, literally one of those industrial sized alligator clamps on that to keep the curtain tight against the molding of the vehicle to let no light in. And some of these people with some of the ideas and whatnot, I was like, ooh, I wish they would literally show, like have a string of videos where it's like the beginning, the mold, basically each video would have like how to do certain sections, how to make the different sections to go into the vehicle and how they will fit and keep from falling down and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm not very good at carpentry or whatnot, but I'm about 60% sure that if I had step-by-step instructions, I could possibly do it. This one guy who's French Canadian, the way he did it, his was like he built the cabinetry and all the different components to keep it from falling down on him in the middle of the night or during travel. Left like this little gap so he can slide in that gap these window coverings that he made that they literally just press into the windows that are exposed, which was the 2 back windows and one of the sliding glass door windows. And then he had like a shade or something like that he put. I can't remember if he had a shade in between the back and the front, or if he had those window thingies to put up in the windows to keep light from coming in. His was the best looking, and he used a Dodge Caravan, just like what I own. So I was kind of like, okay. And that was for himself. Then he did another one. A friend of his bought a cargo van that has nothing in the back end, so he can do all the components. And he did electrical wiring, independent battery system that can either be charged by solar panels or in-home or off the car battery while the car is running. And he had like fans and lights and all the things that you would need for feature comfort, basic comfort in the back end of this vehicle. And I was like, okay, take his idea for the cabinetry, this lady's idea for the blackout curtain, this person's idea of, they had a 60 amp little battery thingy that was like handheld. It was small, portable type thing. You can charge it in home. You can charge it off the car battery, cigarette lighter. You can charge it off of solar. And it's powerful enough to run a small mini fridge, string lights, things like that. And I'm like, that's a good idea. He's got a very good idea there. So it's like Jay and I were talking, we're like, oh yeah, we can take bits and pieces. We can take ideas from that guy, ideas from that lady, ideas from this couple, and mishmash them and use them. So that might be a project for late summer, depending on Jerry's health and how much either I can do myself or I can help Jerry do. Fairly major projects, but shouldn't take. It would be less than buying an RV. That's for dang sure. Shouldn't take much time nor effort. I think the most expensive part would be the wood and whatnot for the cabinetry, So, Jerry started looking at things. She's been looking at things for RVing and whatnot. In fact, I wanted to open this in front of you guys. She got a device for RVing. And when she showed me the pictures on Amazon and whatnot, I was kind of like, oh, okay, is it battery operated? I don't know. That was her answer for that. Come on, I just gotta get it in the right spot, and this thing will just cut through this. Oh, fire truck. I'm like, what the heck is that noise? But she got this to work for, to be used for like RVing. Let's say we do minivan conversion. This particular device will work nicely. All we have to do is buy one of those 5-gallon water bottles with a particular type of nozzle or tip, and then attach this device. And I just opened it for the first time. Oh, it's small. Okay. Basically, It's a water dispenser, automatic water dispenser. It looks like it's chargeable, and you just put it on top of what is it? It says capacity available for 1.5 liter, 7.5 liter, 10 liter. Basically, from a 1.5 liter all the way up to an 18.9 liter jug. Jerry Ann and I were talking about the 5 liter. So it's waterproof. I don't know what that means. Technically 5. Okay. I don't know what all that information is. Oh, good. It comes with information, and it comes with a, looks like a straw of sorts to go inside the straw, and a long hose. And it says, okay, this is announcements, this is installing methods, but the bottle has to have like one of those nozzle tips that you can stick a hose in and whatnot, and not just an open unit. But by the look of things, I haven't even read the instructions, but I'm looking at the, you can just attach this metal piece into this white spot. You make sure this punctures the jug. Attach this hose, and basically there's this button on the top. Oh, there's a USB charger. Well, all you have to do is hit the button on top, and it's supposed to basically fill up your container. Now, looking at this now, I guess whatever the temperature of the water inside the container, inside the jug is basically the temperature of the water you're gonna get out of there. And it sounds like and feels like there's a filter of some sort in there, which would be great because then it purifies the water. I'm not gonna try to break or dismantle this thing, but this is what you got for you know instead of having to use, like, if we do have water, instead of using up all the freshwater tank water, take that with us and stick it in a cabinet or someplace out from harm's way to does it say it's got a purifier? Please charge. Okay, it's not fully charged, so basically charge 3 to 5 hours with regulator mobile USB charger at first use. So basically I gotta let it charge for 3 to 5 hours before first use, which is good because some of these things have a small charge but not enough to really use it for a long time. And a lot of devices like this basically say if you don't charge it fully for a prescribed amount of time, you can decrease the life of the battery. So, hey, I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of like, oh, she's like practically ready to do this thing now, which I don't blame her. I'm getting a little stir crazy myself, and I've only been home since 2:30 yesterday. So, yeah. But anyhow, I noticed that this is almost 45 minutes long. I need to let you guys go. It is after 7. Yikes. Go see what Jerry wants to eat, if anything, and whatever. But anyhow, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the question comment box. And if you're new to my channel and want to hear more about what's going on with our life or the possibility of our future adventures, either RVing in an actual RV or converting the minivan into an RV, I'm pretty sure if we go to do that, Jerry's going to record every step we do. So yeah, stick to, if you choose to follow me for whatever reason, whether it's the things I want to do or the things I am doing, you can hit that subscribe button, and once you do that, you hit the little bell, and it lets you know when I put in my next video. So until next time, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.